Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Art Games. Today we will be continuing with the Road to Deity series, and of course we are falling behind a little bit, especially on the science part, which in turn damages our wonders, because we can't get wonders. Everyone else is just ahead of us when it comes to wonders. It is not very wonderful. I need to stop making these jokes. Anyway, let's build a university in here, because we need science and we need it fast. We are running too far behind. You can build a farm here. I don't think it'll be useful, but you can do it. Do we want... Let's build a zoo here, because when it comes to happiness, we aren't doing great. No, but we want mutual open borders, because of course open borders means that our culture can spread, or tourism more accurately. There is also the possibility, say I get a lot of tourism, that in the end we just have to invade someone. A replacement spy is being recruited, that's nice. We will put you in, I think, Stockholm, and hope that he can steal some text for us. Antananarivo cancels quests, Melbourne doesn't need investors anymore, and we get a great artist. That is very great indeed. You can go to Jeonju. And you need to wait just like the other great artist, because right now we just can't use them. We don't have the great work slot. Or do we? And there must be a great work slot available somewhere in your empire. And we only have 5 great work slots, because all the wonders that provide great work slots have been stolen from us. Which sucks. Yes, this sucks. Hanoi has a new ally. Well, we don't care. Everyone else is competing for the city-states. I am not. You can go over there. You can... Navigation isn't really important. Let's go with... The Red Fort is nice, but we're probably not going to get... Let's try to rush an important wonder. Or scientific theory. Scientific theory is important. Yeah, and then after... Yeah, I have the strat. I have the strategy. We will go for scientific theory, and then go for electricity and try to rush that. And then we time the construction of the of the University of Oxford, which gives us a free tech, to get the tech after that, which will give us an ideology. Haile Selassie entered the industrial era, as did Darius. We got hey, we can actually use you. Create a great work. Choose host. Okay, who do we want? Yeah, it's going to be Casimir. But we don't want it to be Casimir, because Casimir is already has already got the most votes. So instead, we will vote Persia. So you always want to try to... Yes? You always want to try to get the... Sure. As I was trying to... The Louvre? Shit. That's another good one. You always want to try to get the... I forgot what I was going to say, because I kept getting interrupted by other civs. Hello. Yes, of course. That's what it was about. We always want to try to get the... to prevent the guy with the most votes from becoming the leader of the World Congress, because that gives him extra votes, and that will put him in an even more powerful position. Sure, a research agreement. We agree to do research. Your city converted. Sao Paulo converted to another religion. We can buy a cathedral before we change. Because, oh, they provide great work of art slots. Maybe we want to, maybe we want to convert to the wrong religion. Because that gives us great work of art slots. The last cartridges. Science over here. Let's let them convert our cities and then convert them back afterwards. So we just need someone to convert Brasilia, Salvador and Rio de Janeiro. Yes, let us work together. Hanoi has a new ally. GPT from Singapore. Okay, rationalism. Great scientists are earned 25% faster. That would be nice. How far are we away from great scientists? How fast are we producing them? +2 a turn. Yeah, that ain't great. That's not very fast. Secularism is nice too. We do have a fair amount of... Let's go with secularism. And Sao Paulo, a zoo. The zoo of Sao Paulo, who doesn't love it? The Sao Paulian Zoo. Incense. Look, I don't need all that stuff, I just want your money. I don't care about horses. No one cares about horses. Okay, you can go over here and start improving this. A university in Brasilia. Who doesn't know about the University of Brasilia? Who doesn't like the University of Brasilia? Incense. I am more than willing to give you incense, but you're gonna have to pay. Although we might need that for other reasons. Yeah, we're falling a bit behind, but we can buy a zoo. Let's just do that. Solve your problems with money. Yeah, there's not really anything. Actually, you can improve this style. Open borders. Sure. Open borders, sure. I want to see how we're doing when it comes to... yeah. We're falling behind when it comes to influence. Because, of course, your tourism really advances well in the late game, but in the early game it doesn't. In the early game and mid game, culture advances faster than tourism, so we will probably fall behind here a little bit, and then hopefully in the late game we can start on a we can get that back when in the late game you can get like hundreds of tourism. And a great work. Oh captain, my captain. Oh captain, my captain. Rangkamhang, do you want open borders? We're just being friendly with everyone around us. Make friends, not war. Rangkamhang is planning against you. Okay, someone didn't send that message to Rangkamhang apparently. Long muskets instead of swordsmen. I think pikemen or the spearman branch really get screwed over in this. Well, to be honest, they just get screwed over in general. Like from spearmen are good, pikemen are good, and after that they get very screwed over because, of course, it takes longer for them to upgrade. You have like civil service here and iron working here, so strength 14, strength 16 doesn't matter too much. But then the swordsmen get upgraded immediately after that to long swordsmen, and after that immediately to musketmen, while you have to wait to like metallurgy to get your pikemen upgraded to lancers. And lancers in general, they are okay, but since in the early game spearmen are probably going to form your main line, and same with pikemen, because of you only have a limited amount of iron to spend on long swordsmen and normal swordsmen. But after gunpowder, you can just spam normal melee units out, and to be honest, the anti-cavalry line gets sidelined very badly. Lancers are okay in dealing with enemy cavalry, but in general, your own cavalry will be almost as good at that job, while also being more capable at other jobs. Like 25 strength versus 34, that's a major difference. And then later, anti-tank guns are, I mean, to be honest, they're just a bit slow compared to the tanks they're supposed to hunt down. So, and if you make your entire army out of anti-tank guns, you're just gonna get overrun by regular infantry, because anti-tank guns suck at anything that isn't at attacking anything that isn't a tank. Which, fair enough, but still. We probably want to spread our army around a little. And maybe we want to remilitarize, but I don't see how we can produce those units without severely undermining our efforts to regain our science position. And you can improve that. I need to know how long it takes it takes 23 turns for the Oxford University, and how many turns does it take to do electricity? 19. So really we want... Oh, we get screwed over here. Oh, we messed up. I messed up. University here, ASAP. We need a university in Brasilia. And we need musketmen. Because once we get that university, we can get an Oxford University in Rio de Janeiro, which will give us a free tech, which will propel us to the modern era, which will give us an ideology, which will be important. But I didn't time it quite correctly. But maybe if we put Rio de Janeiro on production focus, it can still work. A cargo ship, let's send you to Antananarivo. And you can go to... You can wait, I guess. There's no purpose. You have no purpose. The statue of Zeus was built in a faraway land. Scientific theory. Okay, that's good. Welcome to the industrial era. And we'll put you, I guess, in Persia. Yeah, we just need to steal each other's... we need to steal other people's texts, because our own sucks. Brasilia, how can I improve your production even more? I can't, because, like, there are no production tiles here. Remove jungle, +1 production. Good enough. Are there any tiles? Yes. Hang on. You need to get off that. Production focus. Come on, 16 production a turn. And that... Just keep improving your production. We need that university and we need it fast. Next turn. And we will... And after that we'll immediately construct the Oxford University in Rio de Janeiro. And in preparation for that, I think I'll send this one to Rio de Janeiro to provide it with extra production. Because we will need all the production we can get. Remember last time we got scammed out of the Sistine Chapel? We don't want that happening again. No, I'm not going to give money for something that helps us equally. Darius I is constructing the Red Fort, good to know. Putting this here would damage production, so I'm not going to do that. Or actually... Yeah, it takes 3 turns, so it doesn't matter since the university will be completed in 2. Declaration of Friendship has expired. Hey, Korea, you wanna be friends? Shall we make a joint declaration of friendship? We're friends with everyone, except Siam is preparing to invade us. Casimir completed the Red Fort. A research agreement would indeed be mutually beneficial. Okay, university done. Oxford University, put you on production focus. Oh no, we have to wait with that a little bit. We'll put it on default focus because we want it to be completed. Let's put it on default focus for 2 turns. We want it to be completed just after electricity, basically. Which means that we can probably keep it on default for now. Sure. We actually timed this pretty well. You can, if you go to, let's just send you to Brasilia. Or no, yeah, Brasilia with production to substitute its own very poor production. A little bit of internal trade. Sejong entered the modern era, that is to be expected. Made up policy? Sovereignty, probably. And Sao Paulo, can you build a happiness thing? Do we need happiness buildings anywhere else? Oh no, we just need to renew our deal with Haile Selassie. Hey, Haile Selassie. Sugar for incense. Who doesn't love sugar and who doesn't love incense? Okay, Korea has adopted order. We will go freedom. World's Fair. Yes, we want that. But we're probably not gonna be able... Or actually, we should... Do we have furs? We do not, so we don't care about banning that. But yeah, this is probably going to be a problem. Persepolis has been captured by Poland. Maybe we need to put a spy in Poland, because I don't trust them quite. Okay, the World's Fair passes, so let's put everyone on World's Fair and put everyone on production focus. World's Fair, production focus. World's Fair, production focus, except Rio de Janeiro because it needs to finish the great thingy. The great thingy, the University of Oxford. Well, that's a pretty great university, don't you think? Let's send you to Salvador with production. We need to grab every single piece of production we can, because our production is very low, so otherwise we just can't hope to claim victory here. Melbourne wants cultured. Well, Melbourne can get its own science. Casimir the third is plotting against Gustavus Adolphus. I need to share that intrigue because, let's be honest, if we don't, we need someone to put up a fight against Poland. Otherwise, they'll become a problem for us later. No, I'm not going to invade Haile Selassie. Especially not with someone who was plotting against me a few turns ago. Electricity, which means that afterwards we can get radio. But we are not going to build that because we will get that for free from the Oxford University. So instead we can just wait. Open borders, sure. The people, I don't like shiny things that much. Rankamhang is too wealthful. Why do we have so many great artists but nothing to use them on? We can get the carnival. Let's do that. That will double our culture and it will increase great person generation. So I don't think it would be that bad of a deal. And now we get the Oxford University. Kathmandu doesn't need investors anymore, but we get radio. The whole country was tied together by radio. Welcome to the modern era. And we can get... Let's just immediately start working on Broadway. Production focus. We need production, and we need you to spy on... Let's send you to Sukhothai. Yeah, we just need to... we need Broadway. It's one... Like, the Sistine Chapel was a very important wonder, but Broadway is too, so... Broadway, the Sistine Chapel... Okay, yeah, that was to be expected. Culture increases, we don't get that. But we do get a free social policy and 500 points towards the next Golden Age. And we can now pick an ideology, and we will choose freedom. And of course we can get two free tenets from freedom. Okay, let's see. Culture for me is great work, but tourism is unchanged. We don't care about that. We want tourism. Great people being born, that's fair. Yes, let's go with that. And then happiness from Mint, Bank and Stock Exchange is pretty nice. And bank from local wonders, that's not going to do much. Specialist. Yes, let's go with this one. Civil society. And then over here, their combat strength of cities increase. Specialistic. Oh, this universal suffrage does sound good. Landmarks and great person, we don't have a lot of those. We're not going to be building. Yes, let's go with universal suffrage. So I think that's where we're going to have to end this episode. I hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you wish to follow the road to Deity. And if you have any questions or advice, I would be happy to respond to that in the comment section. I hope to see you next time, and goodbye.